All right, welcome to another episode of the jankityasspodcast, number 71. This time we got now, and so I don't know if you guys have been watching my, the fuck am I trying to say? The paint booth series that I got, but I've got two cameras hooked up now for that, and I got the one facing here, and then I got the one that looks down onto my table. Well, you're about to see in this episode, but Zoom does not like that for some reason. Also, my camera had some weird focusing issues, so I'm blurry for the next 3 weeks, or the next 3 episodes, or whatever. Unfortunately, but you know, whatever, what you do. Obviously, it doesn't affect any of the listeners. So if you're listening, you won't even know. I make light of it, and kind of that's it. But you'll see, I mean, you can still kind of see most of me. Not like you can see me now with my bright-ass forehead. It's because my blinds on the window I got here don't work, unfortunately. And then also, I think I mentioned this before, but I'm going to have a new background here eventually once these episodes are done. And then I can actually use these panels on the walls, so I won't have any of this echo. And also, I don't have any beer on me this time. I got one during the episode, but that's it. But what I do have is a bunch more articles, so what I'm going to do... You know what? Actually, let's do something a little bit different. I'm going to go ahead and do them right now. So, let's see. I got a few coming up for you here. First up, I think I mentioned this before, but blasphemy case against Behemoth's Nurgle dropped. So I think this was actually... Alright, I did mention before that they were trying to sue him again. And this is the state of country of Poland, not the state. I guess yeah, kind of a state. But yeah, they've been trying to get him. They tried to get him several times. I think this was like the third time that they tried to sue him. And yeah, so this was for something that he did in 2019, which, you know, whatever. But it's good that he's finally out and he can, you know, go back to hopefully making some more music. I haven't had anything new from Behemoth in quite a bit. I want to say 2018, maybe, was their last album. Maybe earlier. I don't know. They definitely haven't been doing much since then. Also, I'm not sure. I think I've seen them. I can't remember if this is one that's still on my list of bands that I need to see. But anyways, the point being is that they're all in the clear, and as of last month. So that's good. All right, let's see what else I got for you guys. Here's another fun one. I talk about this a little bit later on this set of episodes, actually, but the Mandalorian, Ginacarano reportedly set for shocking Star Wars return. And I did read a little bit into it, and apparently the idea is that they're going to bring her back in the 4th season, allegedly. And, well, let's see, just to put that in perspective, they finished the 2nd season sometime last year, I believe it was, so it's still going to be a while. We're still waiting on the 3rd season as well. But, you know, she'll finally be back. Maybe she'll try and stick around a bit this time. We'll see. Or that might be it. Who knows? Either way, we will see. And what else are we going to see? Judge dismisses rape and death threat lawsuits against Marilyn Manson. Or lawsuit 1. Let's see. But it says the dismissed case will still move forward. So I have no idea how that works. I will have the, the links for you guys to, you know, read it yourselves, because I'm not doing it. I'm not reading this shit. And I mean, I guess as much as this sucks, well, for me, it's a little bit of, yeah, totally pickle for me, because I'm totally under whatever. But Well, it sucks is that, music wise, I do still like Manson, and it would be nice to see some new stuff from him, especially if it's like harder, not what he'd been doing more recently. But at the same time, if it is proven without a reasonable doubt that he did, all this shit, which I mean, I could see it. Well, again, we'll see what happens, but for now, that's at least one thing, I guess, off his plate, so to speak. All right, let's move on to something a little bit happier. Kathrynhahn to play comedy icon Joan Rivers in The Comeback Girl, a limited series in the works at Showtime. And as you know, I'm a huge Marvel fan, and Kathryn. The reason I pulled this or added this article is because Kathryn was the one who played the bad guy, Agatha, at the end of the WandaVision series. Well, throughout the whole series, actually, she was in every episode. So, and I know she has been saying that she wants to come back to that role again. Whether or not that'll actually happen is still kind of in the works, because I know WandaVision was set to be like a limited series without a a season 2, but I know a lot of people would like a season 2, so I don't know, we'll see. But in the meantime, this is ideally a decent sized role as well, and I would say kind of fitting. So, good luck to her and good for her. Let's see what else we got. Exclusive Rogue solo series in development. And for those of you who are just listening, by Rogue, we mean the Rogue character from the X-Men, not anything to do with Star Wars. And also, if you're listening, they use a picture of Anna Paquin, who, quite frankly, sucked for her Rogue. I mean, like, she kind of had the voice down, but and it's not entirely her fault, because I mean, she's just reading the script and taking directions. But so hopefully whatever they do is with a better director than the old X-Men movies. And, well, quite frankly, with somebody else. I mean, they just need to, or I don't know, maybe like the right director could kind of get her doing stuff right, and she won't just play like some dumbass kid, basically. So again, we'll see. I mean, either way, it's Marvel. I'm gonna watch it. I don't know where it's going to be. Okay, so just reading like the first lines of this. Apparently, it does say the Marvel Cinematic Universe, aka the MCU, aka Disney, is going to introduce the X-Men soon. So whatever this is, it's going to be on Disney Plus. I guarantee it. Especially as a series. Since it's not a movie, it won't be in theaters. Oh, wow, I'm really phlegmy today. But the point is, either way, I'm going to check it out. And, damn, I'm dying over here. I got one more article for you guys. Speaking of Marvel suing comic creators to keep Avengers character rights. So apparently, now Tom and I do touch on this a little bit later, but apparently the estates of various comics, including DC stuff. So like the estates of I think it was like Stan Lee and a couple other people who were mostly responsible for Marvel, and in some cases also bleeding to DC, basically decided like, or they came together and said like, hey, pay us or we'll take this shit away from you guys. Which I'm kind of I'm a little torn, because like on one hand, like their parents did leave the rights for these people to use. On the other hand, these people aren't the ones who actually made the characters or are doing anything with the movies. So they're just, collecting a check, basically. And I feel that, I mean, Disney has obviously been on the hook for being selfish numerous times. I mean, we've already talked about like the Black Widow and Scarlett Johansson thing, and not even so much selfish as like just kind of negligent of their deals or whatever in some cases. I don't know, but I feel like in this case the people. So you know what? I will say this. I'm not entirely sure what exactly is going on here, but me personally, I feel that the estate holders in this case are kind of being selfish because they're basically threatening to try and take away this intellectual property from being used, and then it's just going to go into limbo, and then it won't be used, and then it'll be worthless. So I don't know. Hopefully they'll just like settle for something, and then it'll be business as usual. Because the real value in intellectual property is what gets out for people to enjoy, right? And if nobody can enjoy it, then whatever. There was also a lot of characters have already been kind of removed or whatever. Like we're not going to be seeing Iron Man or the original Captain America again. However, this would involve a lot to deal with Spider-Man, because I believe that's all Stan Lee, and they're still trying to use Spider-Man. Like he was kind of newer, MCU wise. When was he introduced? I want to say 2018. That was when Civil War was. But anyways, we'll see what happens. So. Well, since I did the articles now, that just means that the next few minutes or so with me and Tom are going to be completely uninterrupted. So I'll go ahead and leave you guys now. We'll get into it. And as always, if you haven't done so already, go into the corner, like and subscribe to Multi-Murdy Media. That is this YouTube channel that you are watching. If you're listening, it's going to be a little bit different. But you will get this playlist. You will also get the Gutsy Ass Gamer. That's my video games and Twitch and stuff. And I just released the first episode of the I lost my words. I lost everything. For my Assassin's Creed playthrough through Odyssey. First episode was this last weekend. This show's coming a little bit late this week just because I got busy with stuff, but it's going to be every Saturday. I currently have, let's see, I'm working on episode number 17 right now, so I got plenty in the bank. I just have to finish that one up, and eventually I'm going to have a bit of a new setup for that series, because what I've been doing is I've just been broadcasting to Twitch straight from my PS4, but I just bought a HDMI bypass so that it basically plugs in between the PS4 and my monitor that I'm using, and then it has another USB cable that goes off, and I can plug that into my computer, and it's basically just an input. So instead of broadcasting from the PS4, I'll be able to do it straight from here on OBS, and I'll be able to add, a little bit more flair and into the frame and like logo stuff, and it'll be cool. So I'm excited for that. I still have to see if this thing works. That's going to be tomorrow's issue, of course. But anyways, in the meantime, there's going to be more on the way, and hopefully, once I get that thing set up, it'll be, I won't like lose information, because you'll notice that whenever I'm playing, there's kind of like some weird cuts. That's where like the video just completely craps out, and I end up with like 10-15 minutes of just like black, unable to connect. But the audio works just fine. So catch 22 or whatever. But yeah, so hopefully with this it'll be better, since I'm using I'll be using my computer's Wi-Fi instead of the PS4, and it should have a better resolution and all that. And then I'll just have to figure out, having this third camera connected to everything. But either way, everything's on the up and up. So, and last but not least, you will also get the Poncho's Paint Booth playlist right here. That's where I'm doing up Warhammer and painting and models and stuff like that. Let's see, I had another episode just come out today. I got to work on some more. Today was another one of my small commissions. I don't remember exactly which one, because that's kind of the point. It's just like small stuff that I do to help out other people, and it's not even really like a full model or whatever. But anyhow, so enough of that. Or, well, you know what? I do have more plugs, actually. If you stay until the end, you will find all the links to all my stuff that's going to be Multi-Murdy Media on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and my website, which also has all the links, including a bunch of the podcasting links, and has the model gallery for, a bunch of my Warhammer stuff. So check that out. And last but not least, if you're listening to this podcast, we're on every major podcast platform. So that's your iTunes, your Spotify, Pandora, all that stuff, and some other ones in between. All right, enough babbling. I'm going to leave you to me and Tom babbling. So here we go. Stay tuned. Check out that end slate if you want the links. Or, if you're savvy hacker, you can figure it out for yourself. But yeah. All right, here we go. Are you listening to this show and thinking, man, I'd like to start a podcast, but I don't even know where to start? Well, Buzzsprout has the answers for you. Buzzsprout is a podcast hosting service that provides a number of valuable resources to help you on your podcasting career path. For one, Buzzsprout offers indefinite hosting of all your episodes and allows you to host as much material as you want, depending on the type of subscription that you opt for. Buzzsprout also provides a means for getting your show hosted to every major podcasting platforms such as iTunes, Pandora, Spotify, you name it. In addition, Buzzsprout also provides various means to get your show monetized through various sponsorship and affiliate programs, links to other paid hosting platforms such as Patreon and YouTube, and your own personal newsroom to learn all the tips and tricks for optimizing your podcast for the greatest return on your investment. If you're hearing all this and you're still interested, you can go to my link below and receive an Amazon gift card for starting a podcast hosting subscription that you'll receive on the second billing period of your podcast journey. Everyone has something to share, and there's no time like the present. Join Buzzsprout today. Another episode of the jankityasspodcast, a blurry episode, in which we've apparently proven that I'm more naughty than Tom is, I guess. Something like that, even though he's the one in the dark room.
We actually had to, otherwise it would get banned from Japanese YouTube.
Yeah, right. Like everything else.
Yeah, heyo.
Or no, that's China, excuse me.
Yeah, China is YouTube. YouTube!
Yeah, right.
Back to work.
Kind of like Facebook almost banned themselves. Seems like earlier.
Eesh. Yeah, especially on the heels of whistleblower news. Great timing, guys. Yeah. Oh, look at this outage. Uh-huh. Yeah, sure.
Or, jilted employee, maybe.
Could be.
Yeah, whistleblowers and cord pullers. Well, good news is I do have more beer for myself. I don't think you can really see it that well. No, it's just all blurry and shit.
It's all blurry.
But I got a brown ale. This is the excuse my French toast. Brown ale with French toast ale with natural flavors. This is from Three Sons Brewing, so we'll see how it is, because I normally like a good brown ale.
that seems like it's almost gimmicky, and those gimmicky beers tend to be really hit or miss. You know.
Well, this one ain't too bad. It's definitely a one and done though.
Oh yeah, you can't like session it.
Oh, you hear that?
Lightning and thunder.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting some of it over here. I'm just more like, where the hell did this come from? You know?
Facebook.
It's all the servers just still exploding.
Yeah. Right.
Oh my god.
There we go. Let's see. So what's been going on? I finally got the first video out for the Assassin's Creed series that I'm doing.
Saw that. Nice.
That was on Saturday. And what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. No. I forget. Anyways, it's coming along, so it's there. But also one thing I did do today, actually, is I got a whatchamacallit, an HDMI bypass recording thing. So like where basically you just plug it in between like whatever output and your TV, and then it has a USB cable that I can just plug it into my computer as like another output.
Oh, nice.
Which means that I can get away from using the crappy streaming antenna or whatever that the PS4 has, the wireless.
Yeah.
Because I mean that thing, like at the max I can only get up to like 720 or whatever.
That's
and then
bullshit.
it doesn't even work half the time.
I demand 4K at
Yeah.
all things.
Well, I mean even like
That's-
1080 or something like that.
I know, seriously. Well, that's pretty good though.
Yeah, and plus like this last episode that I'm still working on right now, I literally like have like a third of the footage I have is just black disconnected bullshit. Yeah, the audio's still there, but
That
just no
sucks.
video. Especially since like part of it, like I was fighting a pseudo boss, like just some big shot mercenary, and like literally the whole second half of like that fight is just gone. So you'll have to take my word for it.
Yeah, there you go. I beat him. No cheat codes. I swear.
Then of course the real question will be if I even want to bother using Twitch to record anymore, since I technically won't really have to.
You know, that's a good question. I don't know. Maybe like play around with a couple formats, see what does the fidelity better. I mean, basically, right? Just run a couple like 10-minute test streams.
Well, I mean, then it would come down to like, do I really just want to talk to myself, or do I want to, have the company of like the one bot that always comes in, hey, you want to be famous? You want to buy followers?
Yeah. Or
Hey, kid.
Or the bot, the what is it? The sexy streamer thought bot.
I haven't seen that one yet.
I've seen ones where it just basically like bots came and like, hey, click here for some sweet ass nudes. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if most of them are shut down now, but I have a vague memory of that at some point.
Well, I mean, they just use different names or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm probably also not as I'm assuming you're talking about, you see this on the
Like the
TFG.
chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, dude, TFG gets. We usually get like random trolls or bots all the time. There's like, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's like trolls who like are like, oh, it's TFG, we're gonna punk them because Star Wars, and it's like, dude, we don't care. Fuck off.
Well, is it like does it kind of look like it's typed in wingdings, where it's just a bunch of symbols and shit?
No,
Because that's automatic.
No, I haven't seen any of that shit, thankfully. But because I'd kill myself. No, because mostly it's just people who are just trying to be like, they look like they're trying to engage you, and then they start asking dumber and dumber questions, and like it looks like they're just trying to be like trolly. Like it comes off as like some real incel shit. Not that they're saying anything incel, but it's like that kind of same tone and delivery.
Is it like slightly off? Because then That's
Yeah,
either a good bot
lacking
or
lacking
someone who's
punctuation.
not around here.
Yeah, exactly. There was one time we had the Imperium flag up, and somebody thought we were a white supremacist stream,
Oh, that was
and then
hilarious. That was
and
your
then
own
it.
fault, though.
Well, yeah, we were using the Imperium flag, but then the funny thing is, it turned out they were most likely the white supremacists based on some shit they were saying, and it was like, oh, okay,
Well, yeah, I
bye.
mean, they were attracted to what they thought was their, safe space.
Strike. Yeah. Yes, but I don't know, and I wouldn't be surprised too if there's like people who haven't like, they're up late at night, they're bored, they don't know that porn exists, and they're just like, I'm gonna go find some fledgling Twitch streams and just shit on their day to make myself feel better.
Yeah, well, trolls.
Yep,
Ugh.
gotta pay the troll toll to have the Twitch stroll. Something.
I don't know. At the same time, though, like I figure it probably would be better to keep using Twitch, just because I think when it comes to video games, I feel like more people are gonna watch a Twitch stream than they are like a playback
Well, yeah,
later.
especially because YouTube seems to be, YouTube is better for play, like, what is it, Let's Plays. So it's usually a super engaging host. You're dead as shit, so you don't count. No, it's someone who's got like a personality type who is specifically designed for like that. Let's watch someone play this game that we haven't seen before or we already know about. And then additionally, there's usually heavy amounts of editing, like heavy amounts of editing. Meanwhile, Twitch, that's just Twitch,
I mean,
So that's just been my experience.
I do speed up like the. I mean, yeah, I do plenty of editing in there too, because I'll speed through like some of the boring stuff. And
Like, will you add like text overlays, GIF references, meme shits, inserts, like some of these things where it's like they're like 20-minute long videos. It looks like they've had like several hours worth of editing put into them just to like add all these effects and timings and cuts. And like it's not just like they cut the boring shit out. From what I can see, it's like a whole lot of shebang.
oh well, I don't do so much of that, but mostly
That's
just
yeah.
retiming and adding in the whatchamacallit, techno shit
Oh, nice. Yeah.
over it. So it's at least a little bit entertaining,
Yeah.
and
There you go.
not just me hiding in the bushes for like an hour or so.
Yeah. Just you staring at a screen as we just hear sticks. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. I do have to. I did switch my character's play loadout or whatever.
mm-hmm.
But I might, cause I originally did it as assassin, which is like kind of cool because you're sneaking around and then wait for the right moment and you just kind of start shanking everybody. And then I just now switched to hunter because it's kind of easy mode ish, and especially once you leveled up enough, you can get the arrows that you can shoot through walls.
This is Assassin's Creed Odyssey?
Yep,
The
it's
fuck?
the power of the Greeks, man.
Well, I just didn't realize they had classes in that one.
There's like 3 different skill trees.
Oh,
That you
I
can,
see.
yeah. So that there's assassin, hunter, and warrior. Which
Okay.
so I'm kind of working on the hunter right now, but I'm starting to realize that that's probably even more boring to watch. So I might just go with full warrior, where you can like set people on fire. And
You know what I said? Never go full warrior.
and well, I mean, if you get through enough of the game, I know if you take out like one of the main bad guys, you get the armor that just boosts like everything, like all of your attacks and stuff, and you kind of mix and match after that. But
I mean, your name could be Mitch. We're not judging. It's just it typically isn't in that era.
actually, what I really want to try out now is because they've had like some more whatchamacallit, DLC,
Updates.
yeah, like more gear bundles that you can get, and there's one where if you have the armor and the bow that it comes with, it's all warrior upgrades, but if you It's if you're on fire, which doesn't normally happen. You while you're wearing that armor, it's like triple damage, or probably more than that. And then
Sounds like Apollo.
yeah, so yeah, it's like the armor of Helios or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you're on fire, which doesn't normally happen, it's like actually I think it's more. It's like 600% extra damage or something like that. And then the bow that comes with it, if you parry an attack, you get like a bunch of your power bar refilled and you are on fire. So you just have to figure out how to not get yourself killed doing that.
Just, learn how to not die.
Which is doable because one of the abilities you just, like bling, heal yourself. But then you gotta wait for that to recharge, or else like roll out of it every once in a while.
It sounds like it's one of those things where it's like you gotta time it for when it's like maximum effect.
Oh yeah. But or there's other ones too where you just kind of mop up. Ideally.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, I want to just finish this area off real quick. Yeah. Boom, bing, bing, boom.
And then, of course, I know there is one armor set from killing cultists that lets you set other people on fire more easily or better. So there's always that. But I don't know.
But
I'll figure it out. So we'll see.
One day at a time.
Yeah, I literally just got it in like an hour ago or so. Oof, getting the hiccups now. So I haven't tested it out yet, and hopefully I don't have to like return it or anything stupid like that.
How much was it?
It's like $20. It's just like a little box card thing.
Those are like, it's either the best $20 you ever spent, or it's like, man, I just got ripped off. So like, but if you bought it like at a physical store, or did you order it online?
Oh, Amazon.
Oh, yes. So then there you go. We'll see. We'll see how that pans out. It could be good. It could be great.
I don't know, because Best Buy hasn't really had the best track record for me with stuff, especially with computer parts.
Oh, really?
Well, depending on what it is, like as far as actually being able to find stuff, because like I was able to find I bought a solid state, easy enough. Like they just had them, plenty of them, but like if you want to get a graphics card, it's not gonna happen. They don't have them, like at all.
Yeah, no. Dude, lots of people don't have graphics cards. It's ever since that gold rush of it. It's just legit. The thing is, like, what am I trying to say? I'm having a stroke. There was like, I think when the RTX whatever came out, and then all of a sudden there was something else about graphic card production just dropping in general. It went from the land of plenty to like people were trying to like scrape anything out of they could.
The land of famine.
And so basically, I don't know. It could be that that's changed, but I just remember that was like a big old meme in computer land for a while of like have graphics card, need graphics card will suck dick for me, or something, or something like that.
Which is why I'm glad that I was able to get my original one that I bought to work, because I would not want to have to shell out of
Yeah, that would suck.
Also, speaking of things that are unavailable, I was kind of pissed because I went out to try and find myself a new work shirt, which because for whenever I'm working in Hollywood, I have to wear a suit and all that stuff. Suit? Yeah, because I'm like up in the VIP area.
Yeah.
Actually, like I'm a fucking lead now, since we just don't have the people anymore. So ill-gotten gains.
Hey, you know what? Champion by default means you're still champion.
Yeah, well, it's kind of a pain in the ass, especially since the people that I do have, most of them are we have like an outside vendor that we've been using, like both there and down in Irvine, a bunch, and it's pretty hit or miss. Like
You could either get a good worker, or this guy just like God help him. Like, how does he even tie his shoes in the morning?
something like that.
Did you drive yourself to work, buddy?
Yeah, right. I think they all got on the bus, but I don't know. The one thing that has been kind of saving us is like everything that we have lined up for this month is only like 50% sold.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no massive crowds, and then since I'm working the VIP section,
That's even smaller than
mine's well, it's not so much that it's like mine's less the least safety oriented position. Like we're literally just keeping people from
Getting
stealing money by hanging out in the table section.
Yeah. Yeah, because like the people there that are like shelling out for that kind of money, they're not generally the people who are gonna like go nuts and, you know, jump off shit or break shit. They're just
Yeah.
they're just rich people there to pay more money to be snobby and have a better time than everyone else.
Something like that.
Something like that.
But
What I've heard.
I don't know. I told my managers like, hey, we could probably just not use like a couple of these sections here, and that'll help everybody
Yeah.
more or less.
Specifically helping me.
Because I mean, yeah, when was I there? Saturday night, I believe it was. We had Saturday we had. Well, it was just like some Latin band, but yeah, we had people running around to like 3 different teams throughout the night.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of a mess. So, and we're apparently getting more people too as time goes on. So that's good.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. For me,
yes.
Oh, go ahead. No, I was just gonna say just as a like I kind of feel that where it's like my work right now. Like we literally just started our team, so it's like it's literally just me and my manager, and it's been that way for 3 months. And hell, I was hired before he was, which is kind of funny. But I actually really like him, so it totally was fine by me that he came over later. But it's like we're now gonna get our third person, and middle of October after we've already started a bunch of our projects. So basically this person is going to join on. I'm excited they're coming. I know who they are. They're going to be great. But for the time being, it's like, yeah, until we can really get you up to speed, here's just a bunch of really stupid, easy Excel work we just need someone to do. So sorry about that, this person who is stupid qualified for this, but we don't have time to get you up to speed. enjoy the easy-ish work, which I know them. They'll be like, from where they're coming from, like they're coming from like a sweatshop where like they're just working stupid amounts of hours and like barely getting paid what they deserve and no recognition, kind of a thing.
There you go.
So I was really happy when she joined our team.
I can also chug this whole bottle of vodka.
Yeah.
And don't tell anybody we're hanging out the window.
Yeah. And also,
dude, actually, my let me come back to that. But as I was trying to say before, I part of my uniform is I have like a
oh right, your uniform.
Yeah, I have a like a black dress shirt, but it's like it's one of those Alpha Tech ones where it's like a breathable mesh.
Oh, nice.
Instead of just like a regular thing.
Yeah, and that's really smart.
Yeah, well, mine. The one that I have now, it's like I need to take it to the cleaners because it's got like the fucking sweat lines and all that shit in there.
Yeah.
Because I'm basically just running around back and forth all night upstairs, and the thing is, like, I've been seeing like the whole range of these shirts over at Macy's, just like for the last several years. Mm-hmm. I went tonight to go pick up a new one, completely gutted. Like, there's nothing of that brand.
Really? What about
all their shirts and suits are gone. Online, yes, but that doesn't help me. Like help tomorrow night, yeah, when I have to go. So yeah, I'll have to order online or something like that. But yeah, I don't know what's going on there because it is like all their shirts and all their suits just gone.
Or if they had like a store clearance and it got swept out, or maybe the store's gone out and they're just getting rid of their inventory.
Well, I checked. Was it Studio City and Century City?
Both of them?
And it was the same deal, yeah.
Huh.
And then, like, I even checked Nordstrom and Bloomingdale's, and they just had shit. Like nothing in my size, nothing that was even black,
Yeah.
and it's all just like the regular dressy
Yep. Dressy
crap.
bullshit.
Yeah. That's just gonna hold in all the heat and sweat.
Yeah. No, that ain't good.
Just does not help. But
You'd think that there would be more of that shirt or that kind of shirt readily available for how many service like or retail-esque jobs require people to dress nice. I mean, like, God, for waiters that must be like indispensable, or bartenders or something, if you're working at an upscale place. So I'm surprised you're not able to find anything like that readily.
yeah, there was nothing even similar.
Huh.
All right, no, I think I did find something kind of similar, but it was like $200, which
Yeah.
no, absolutely not. But
Yeah, not about to drop that for that, no.
yeah, so
Unless it's got Kevlar lining, no thank you.
and also, yeah, at the time, Facebook was still kaput, so
Yeah.
there's just kind of everything going wrong today for a while, and now this.
Yeah. This is Carson's bad day off.
My terrible, horrible, no good, very bad podcasting day.
Casting. I read the original of that book, and it was funny because like when I was like, oh, they're making a movie out of that? Like, I wonder. And then I saw the kids' movie that they made out of it, like Jennifer Gardner and some other actor in it that was big enough.
Not Ben Affleck.
Not Ben Affleck. I was like, man, this is they just took the concept of kid has bad day cause bad day and curse luck, and it's like they ran with it. It was like that's like which is the only way you could, because the original book it was it was a good book, but it was the whole point was it was about complaining about everything was going wrong, and it was supposed to like teach kids like, hey, you're gonna have bad days, and that's okay because everyone does, because life sucks.
Yeah, suck it up, princess.
Not like, oh, there's this zany problem of a thing everyone's dealing with, and oh boy, and like it's cosmic and hilarious and all ends well. It's like, no, you're missing the point of the book. This children's book.
So you're saying it's not about CRT,
Yeah, I know, right?
among other things.
There's some deep dialogue in that book. Like, it fucking changed my life, man. Shot Lennon after I read that book.
But no, I was gonna say too, my whatchamacallit, my college, when I went back for my their Greek system, like my alma mater, their Greek system is just all fucked up now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, cause like well, whenever I went to college, this was in 05, I know one of the sororities was
Drugs.
like, well, no, they were banned.
Oh.
Temporary suspension or whatever. At the time, I think they didn't get their license back until like my junior year or something like that. Like they just didn't exist for a while. Like a whole class was gone. And one of the fraternities was on, they had just ended like a 2-year recruiting probation because they dropped a kid out the window.
I think you told me about that.
Yeah, for hazing. And let's see. While I was there, I know one of the another fraternity, their house was like nearly condemned because it was just a big old shit show run by a bunch of kids basically. But one of the guys that I worked with when I was doing a student job was president, and he was like, oh, I gotta do something about all this. So they went in and like bombed out all the mold and made sure everything was up to code.
Yeah,
I guess. And this was also the same one. I don't know if I told you the story about they had like a bunch of break-ins, and then so some of the windows in their house were kind of busted out, and this is like one of those huge like 3 or 4 story
houses.
like in city mansions or whatever. And so they had a string of break-ins, like a bunch of people's like sneakers got stolen, some PS4s, a couple of TVs, stuff like that.
Damn.
He was telling me that I think like after a week after most of this happened, he had I guess he kind of figured out that like the thieves kind of knew when nobody was in the house or whatever for some reason. And my OBS just froze up. But my Zoom's still working. Oh, come on. There we go. There was also a big lightning strike outside. That might have...
Yeah.
Well, no, because my Zoom was fine. Never mind. I don't know. But anyways, so I guess he was telling me that like a week later, he went home between classes, like when he normally wouldn't, and, you know, took a nap or whatever, and he woke up, and he's like, yeah, there's this black kid with my PS4 under his arm, wearing my sneakers that he had stolen the weekend before in my room. And
that's insane. Did he chase him down?
Oh, he did. He got like 3 blocks, but then the kid like managed to hop in a getaway car or something like that.
Jeez.
But he didn't quite get him. Yeah. But so yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with that house, but then whenever I went back for my 10-year reunion, and I asked like my one friend who still lived in Omaha, who actually kind of went. Yeah, so I guess the I know the ones who had gotten dinged for hazing, they lost their original house and they got a new one, but it's literally like all the way on the other side of Omaha, which is like doesn't help at all. And then I know like the one fraternity that was kind of like the big party house or whatever, so my old school is like a very liberal school, kind of. So, they got in trouble because I guess like someone got called the N-word at a party. They got their charter taken away.
Damn.
And then so then of course they had to move out of the house, and apparently the owners, or the landlord of that house was like, you know what this needs to be? A parking lot.
Demolish it.
So yeah, it's just gone. There's nothing left.
He's like, never do I want anything like this to come back ever again.